This is my audience. These are my notes. My name's Veronica Garcia. Welcome to Communications 101 Speech 3. What if I told you about 1,840 children die each year from child abuse and neglect? That is about 5 children a day. And with a couple simple steps and creating awareness, we can dramatically decrease these statistics. With everybody having access to cell phones, tablets, laptops, and internet, it's become a lot easier to report these cases of abuse. However, it's not being done. If we inform ourselves and others about about the problem and how big this problem it truly is, we can help stop it and let people know that the help is out there. One of the steps that we can take is by recognizing the signs in the children and the parents of abused child. We can also use our social media accounts to create awareness, help people find help. Um, I was an abused child. I went through physical and psychological abuse through one of my parents, and it's something that affected me throughout my whole life. I've met a lot of people that I built relationships with, and talking to them about my experiences, and then they tell me like, oh, we're not so different. I've had similar experiences, and they tell me about theirs, and it's not always the same. It's not always just physical and psychological abuse. There's different types of abuse. You have sexual abuse, which is one of the ones that's least reported. You have also neglect, where the parent is completely absent, or comes by rarely. And I met a lot of people that have told me that their parent would go away and wouldn't provide those bare necessities for them. That is also abuse. Looking at the statistics, we clearly have a problem. Um, the Let me share a couple of the statistics that I found. A couple of the websites that I use. I went through the American SPCC.org and DoSomething.org. So about 1 in 7 children reported abuse last year. That's about 4.4 million children. Just to give you a rough idea of what this estimate. That's larger than the population of Los Angeles, and it's also New York has a population of 8.3 million. So that's about half of the population of New York. In 2018, over 160,000 children were removed from their homes out of the whole 4.4 million that were reported. However, not even half are said to be reported. Not even half of the cases are said to be reported. On the death certificates, less than half are reported as abuse. So when a child is deceased, they put COD and then they put something else. About 70% of the children that are actually dying, which is 5 a day, which is a tremendous number. You gotta realize these children are less than 3 years old, and making them the most vulnerable in our society. Some of the things that you can find, the signs that you can find in these children, which are a lot of the signs that I remember exhibiting as well, are overcompliance to adults. We are already conditioned to listen. So they ask us to do something, and we're so ready and just eager and nervous to do what they say. Others are being passive or withdrawn. Um, the child might steal. They might refuse to go home. They might be fearful of going home. It's rare, but in occasions the child will look for help and they'll ask an adult for help. I asked for help, but I wasn't taken seriously. And when an adult would approach, I had a tendency to flinch. It's a tendency that with the years I had to work on to get rid of. Just anybody larger than me, I would just shrink or flinch. It's not the best memories. Now, adults, survivors of abuse, are more likely and more susceptible to have mental health issues and overall health issues than somebody that has a normal childhood. One of the things that I did and that I've been doing for a couple of years to help awareness is to the people that I know that I bring into my life, which is not a lot because I do have some trust issues. Um, I talk to them about what happened to me, and I share on social media just a couple of phone numbers and tags that you can call and just let people know that the help is out there. You know, you can actually text people and have conversations with them and try to search for help that way. Social media, I mean, everybody has access to it now, and it could be a very, very powerful tool. Things that I didn't have when I was growing up. I did not have access to a cell phone, internet, or a tablet. And now that, you know, it's accessible now, if you witness it, if you hear that a child is being abused, report it. Some of the signs that a parent will actually exhibit, they're gonna they're gonna some parents will be okay with telling others to discipline their child, like, oh, you know, discipline my child if you want, punishment, whatever you need to do. They'll express the child as a burden or hating their child. They'll keep their child isolated from others so that the child doesn't have that much communications with the rest of the world, because that, you know, puts them at risk of being reported, you know, and then they would have to face the consequences. um, Children are the most fragile of our society, and we need to take these few steps of recognizing the problem, recognizing the signs, and reporting it. And you know, even if you can't report it, just post a simple, you know, phone number, a number they can text on social media, so that they know there's help out there. You know, for the longest time, I didn't know there was help. There's help, and we can make a difference. Saving a life of a child, saving them, and just giving them an overall higher sense of purpose and a better quality of life by just preventing them from being abused can change somebody's life completely. Thank you.